laws. So clearly we read here that Abraham knew not just the law, but Yahweh's statutes, his charge, his commandments. He knew the commandments of the Most High. That's why he made sacrifices. He already knew. Because there was a priest there called Melchizedek. You see what I'm saying? So he knew the laws of the Most High. He knew the ways of the Almighty Yah. Okay? So that's just for people that say that, oh, our forefather Abraham didn't have no law. He did have a law, according to Father Yahweh. Okay?
Okay. All right, next we're going to be talking about Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1. Okay. Okay. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1 through 3 reads, And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is a Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the set all your dwellings. It is the Sabbath of Yahweh in all your dwellings. That means even this dwelling that we live in. But we're gonna touch on that here in just a second when we get to talking about the perpetual covenants and everlasting. Well, we want to emphasize here is that Yahweh's covenant is everlasting.
That's right.
Okay, this is for me and this is for you. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic. When we come into the commandments of Yahweh, we are to walk according to his will.
That's right.
Which means his covenant applies to our lives.
That's right.
So 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. So
what's that?
The holy convocation. This holy convocation means that when we come together, this is a blessed day. This is a set apart day. This is a day that we come together and worship, praise, and remember the covenant that was blessed unto us. It said, ye shall do no work therein. Why doesn't he want you to do any work therein? Because that's honoring the Father. That's obedience. It's hearing.
That's right.
Again, that's Shema. That's hearing, understanding, and obeying. So, you have anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah, he also said, if you read verse 1, he talks about the feasts and convocations. The Sabbath is a weekly feast day. It's a weekly set-apart time, a holy convocation, because that's what the chapter started off telling you. And the first feast it talks about is on the Sabbath. Anytime we gather together, it's a set-apart day, so that makes it, which people call holy. It's a holy day, so if we come together for that day, it's a holy convocation, which is what we should be doing, because he ordered us to do that right here. He ordered us to, this is a convocation. Okay? This is all about obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Be obedient. You don't have to do those things.
Absolutely.
Okay?
All right. Let's want to go ahead and go to...
We'll go to Exodus chapter 16, verse 27 through 29. And again, like I said, this is not no Israelite or Hebrew or people called Jew. It's actually Yehudi or Yehuda. This is not no Jew or Gentile thing. You see what I'm saying? This is about obedience, about all Yahweh's people. Those who cling to Yahweh.
That's right.
Okay? Verse 27 of chapter 16 of Exodus. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day for to gather, and they found none. It's talking about the manna, when Yahweh was feeding the manna. He said there wouldn't be any on the 7th day. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, or Moses, how long refuse you to keep my commandments and my laws? He said this to the leader, because of what the people were doing. How long do y'all refuse? And that's the same thing he's asking you today. How long do you refuse to keep my commandments? That sounds familiar, because the Messiah said the same thing. My commandments and my laws. Okay? See, for that Yahweh hath given you the Sabbath, therefore he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide you every man in his place, let no man go out of his place on the seventh day. Because he was telling them, he provided for you already. Cease from doing your own thing. Do Yahweh's will on the Sabbath. You see what I'm saying? Cease from your own work. Do his will. We know you do his will every day of the week, but you also do your own will by going to work so you can pay your bills and things. Do Yahweh's will on the Sabbath. How long do you cease to keep his commandments and his laws? Okay?
All right, let's go to Exodus 23, I think. Oh yeah, Exodus 23. We're gonna start reading at verse 12.
And I would like to say, we're not saying that keeping these things are going to get you into the kingdom. That's not what we're saying. The question should be, can these things keep you out of the kingdom? That should be the question you're asking. You should ask yourself, can this keep me out of the kingdom because I'm being disobedient? It may not get you into the kingdom because we understand the righteousness of Yahweh through his Messiah. But can it keep me out of the kingdom? And the blood atonement. We understand that. Okay?
Okay. In this scripture, we're going to be talking about being circumspect. Okay? And what this means, what we're talking about here concerning the Sabbath day. Okay? Exodus 23 verse 12. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the seventh day thou shalt rest. And thine ox and thine ass may rest, and the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. 3 times. Okay. So right here we see that he's talking about, he says in verse 13, he says, and in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect. What does circumspect mean? I think this is an important word in this verse. And what does that mean right there? Circumspect, according to the Strong's Concordance.
The Strong's Concordance number 8104, in the Hebrew Shamar. Okay? It means to keep watch, observe, be careful, beware, to keep oneself, to observe for oneself. And in the Noah Webster's dictionary it says, careful to consider all circumstances and possible consequences. Not just the circumstances, but the possible consequences for not doing these things.
So again, I just to reiterate that verse, it says, and in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect.
That's right. Okay. And just to touch it again, he didn't just say the in verse 12, he didn't just say the Israelite. He said your ox, your animals, basically said your animals, your sons, your handmaidens, you see what I'm saying? And the stranger. The stranger. So whoever comes in, them too. So that covers all grounds. But we're going to get in more in depth than that. If you need more, we're going to get there with you. Let's go to Exodus chapter 31, verse 12. It says, and Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, speak you also unto the children of Israel, saying, verily, my Sabbaths you shall keep. For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I am Yahweh that do sanctify you, or set you apart. So here he says, it's a sign. So now we have something new that we haven't read before. That the Sabbath is a sign between who? Me and the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Between me and the Most High throughout your generations. You see, it's funny. Some people may have never read that before, never picked up on that before. Would you say that?
Right.
Throughout your generations. That you may know that I am Yahweh that doeth sanctify you. Okay? You shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, this is verse 14, therefore, for it is holy unto you, or set apart unto you. every one that defileth it shall surely be put to death.